Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah!
Very nice. Drinking out of a mug's a good look.
May I give a recommendation?
Yeah.
Give it a little bit of a fold so it has a tip.
Yes.
And then you pour faster than you think to stop from the side runoff. May I?
Wow. Perfection.
That's not perfection. That's edible arrangements.
I like how you took the big mug.
Well, I gave you one because last time you were on my show, you said that you wished you were Jewish because you needed a hook.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Everybody tell all my heroes are Jews.
Same.
Larry David, the other guy. Yeah, Groucho.
Sure.
Yeah. I love a good Hebe, but I'm not. As a whitey, I grew up in a pretty rough black neighborhood, and I always wanted a thing. I'm just a white guy.
What do you mean a thing?
You know, like a hook, like a Jew, or I'm just a French and Italian
Is a
dude.
Jew a hook?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
You're a minority. And we're back. L'chaim. Jews. It's the Sabbath.
Is it?
Well, it's Saturday.
Yeah, but it comes out on a Monday. And I don't want people to know that these aren't live.
I'll do it again.
You want? Yeah, try it again.
All right. Hey, welcome back. L'chaim.
Say it's Monday.
It's Monday, folks. We're here. We're queer.
Do you guys need help with anything? Are you taken care of okay?
He's got
Are you guys okay?
We are.
If you need anything, I know we're doing this, but just let me know. I'm happy to help.
Yes. The carpet matches the drapes. Been sitting on that one for a month.
What's your podcast then?
It's called Take Your Shoes Off.
They're off.
No. This is when you get home after you bought some of the fine. And let me tell you something. Here, you're not just a customer.
Yes.
You're family.
Yes, that's true.
Do we get the family discount? Is that where we? That's all.
Hey, Dad,
Ricky, you're giving away my commission.
put it on me. I know it's on Nate's commission. I'll pay the difference. I want them to get the family discount because at Marshall Rug Gallery, you're not just a customer.
You're family.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Mark, I didn't even see you here. How are you?
Oh, hey. Good. Am I family too?
Why don't you close your eyes and snap?
Oh my God! Come on with the gifts and the
No,
toys and
listen.
the things.
I'm a big believer in Mark Norman, and Mark Norman's a big believer in the Judeo religion.
I am. I'm a wannabe. I'm a wannabe Hebe.
Well, listen,
I want a Hebe.
I'm not sure when this is coming out, but I'm sure it'll be near Hanukkah, so I got you a little something.
Should I save it or go for it?
What do your instincts say?
I'm kind of curious.
Okay.
The people at home want to know.
What do you guys think? You guys want to see what he got?
All right, you're scaring the locals,
sorry,
Rick.
Sorry.
Oh boy. Oh man. Wow, Timberlake.
Yeah, we had one on the table for you last time, and I thought you might want a copy.
Oh, this ain't cheap. You probably dropped 40 large on this puppy.
Check the price. I think it's on the inside cover.
Uh-huh. Oh, $40.
40 large.
Come on.
Welcome to Cleveland.
Good to be here in the Cleve.
You know-
Great town.
You know what they say about Cleveland?
LeBron left.
What else they say is, you're not just visiting.
Your family.
Yeah. So, L'chaim, welcome.
Yes. Good to be here. Mazel.
You are you're a big podcaster, so you go on people's podcasts all the time. How does it normally work when you're in somebody else's city?
They usually come to my hotel room. You know, I'm always hungover. I'm gay. But this is a treat. This is a nice change of pace.
My mom wanted me to tell you that I don't think it matters, but these candy canes are fresh.
Wow.
I don't know if you'd want them, but I'm going to clear it off the table to make it look a little nicer. Are you going to want these? Probably not.
No, you take them.
Yeah, we'll use them for somebody else.
That's Christmassy though? I don't know if you guys are allowed to do the candy cane.
Yeah, the way I think it works is if you make the main paper a Jewish paper, which is the bulk of it, it's the color, everything is. You want to make people feel welcome.
Uh-huh.
So you offer them another little.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're Jewish, but you might not be.
Right. That's nice. See, Jews are very thoughtful, especially around the holidays.
How are they? How are they on the other days?
A little grabby,
Okay.
a little picky, a little finicky, but no, very thoughtful. And all my Jewish friends love Christmas. They're like, oh, I wish I was a Gentile.
Oh, I would never wish that, but I do love Christmas.
Aha.
Growing up, Christmas was when we got all the gifts. Hanukkah it's 8 nights, But my mom, I guess, and dad, dad's paying, mom's picking. I think that's the standard thing.
Standard.
You'd get a Game Boy for one of the nights,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
all the other nights were like batteries
Batteries.
or a game. Like, it's just
Like essentials.
it's something that you open because we have to open something, but it's not 8 Game Boys.
Ah,
It's not. It's so Christmas. We grew up because that's when everyone was off work. That's when family from out of town would come in. So that's when all the gifts came. So I grew up like Hanukkah is a little grabby,
Sure.
but Christmas, it's family in town.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, you can't have 8. It's like having 8 turkeys at Thanksgiving. You got a turkey, then you got sides. You can't have too much of one good thing.
But I would say instead of getting 1 turkey and then 7 sides, I was getting a turkey and then a plate, a fork, a spoon. Just not great.
Well, you gotta spread it out. We're not the Rockefellers. Obviously, they're goys.
The Rockefellers, they what's the Cleveland version of the Rockefellers? Isn't there one of them? My grandma was just talking to me about them.
John Brown.
No, but I will tell you a little trick that I do,
Aha.
which I'm now behind the scenes. It's taking more time. But if I'm trying to think of something, a date, a person, a name, a Rockefeller, and if it doesn't come to me or the other person in 2 seconds, you know what I do? Never mind.
Oh wow! But you're never gonna get anywhere if you just keep shooting down.
No, it's not shooting down.
Well, you're moving on. Sometimes you gotta fester a little.
Let's say, give me an arbitrary name for the Cleveland Rockefellers, and let's play that out. See where it'll go.
All right. Kenny Ziegler.
Okay, great. When I ask, you know your line.
Yes.
Wasn't there? Who's the Cleveland Rockefellers?
Kenny Ziegler.
Right. Yeah, I was just talking about that with my grandma the other day. So how are you?
That's pretty good.
Not worth it.
I'm good. No, I'm good. I was telling your pops earlier. I just had a bunch of German food. No offense.
Oh.
But it's sitting heavy. Pierogies and sausage and brat and wurst and sauerkraut. I'm gonna shit blood, baby.
Is that what you've been eating all weekend?
No, just today. But we drank all night. Then we had that for lunch. So I'm pushing through. This coffee's saving my anal.
So, Mark Norman, good to have you. Mark Norman is here in Cleveland, Ohio, playing Hilarities Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 shows.
All sold out. Half capacity.
Really? That's
Yeah.
great.
Wow. Half capacity.
Do you still get a bonus for a
No,
sellout?
not in these times. These are dark days. Oh, there's Harold Ramis.
Give him a bonus.
Thank you. Man, I wish you were my dad.
Are you not close with your dad? Oh,
Wow, not
right.
like that.
Yeah.
I wish. I mean, my dad doesn't have a store. He would never. He's like, what is this, Podfast? What is that? You got microphones? What is this, public access? He would trash this thing.
We got to get him on the pod.
Oh, he's a nightmare.
You ever have him on yours?
I can't even get him on the phone, let alone a microphone.
Well, I got good news for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Norman.
Oh, God, I just got a heart palp.
Would
when
you hate
did
it?
That. Oh, yeah, I'd be quiet. Yes, sir. No, sir.
I
That's
remember-
military.
We talked a little bit about that on the last podcast, but I didn't realize you still talk to him though.
Oh no, I'm over jizzing here. He's a nice guy, but he's stiff.
Dad, can we say over jizz and stiff in the store?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Just not too loud. Like, jizz!
I love
That's a
this
little
guy.
bit too loud.
Okay.
Cool, Dad.
You're blocking our 2-shot.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't take that for granted.
I don't.
My dad's never said jizz in his life.
Well, I got good news for my dad. Thanks to that funny joke, we're gonna get you a couple of bucks. If you're looking for just the right flooring, you need choices. And at Marshall Carpet One, you'll find thousands of choices, including carpet, hardwood, rugs, and luxury vinyl. So make the right choice and visit Marshall Carpet One and Rug Gallery. And we promise, with more than 50 years as a family-owned business, we've got you covered!
And we're back.
Wow, Rick, you look great. Oh, there he is.
All right. So I want to make sure that we get into it a little bit here.
Dad looks like Sam Elliott. He's like a hot Jewish Sam Elliott.
Harold Ramis, you said earlier.
I'm going through.
Richard Gere, he used to get.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
My dad's hairline is, I think of it like a thumbnail.
Immaculate.
You got good hair.
It's going.
Is it?
I take the Propeche.
How does that affect your jizz?
You can get a carpet sample or a sperm sample. So I'm in comedy club weekend mode. But
I understand.
take the Propecia, and it says it'll hurt your boner, but it did. For the first couple weeks, I couldn't get it up, and I was a boner guy. I'm talking playgrounds,
I've
family
heard.
reunion, yeah, anywhere now. But I couldn't get a boner, and I was like, oh, of course, it's Propecia. But then I noticed it was all in my head. I talked to my therapist about it. He's like, just work past it, and it was all in my head. Now I'm back.
I had some erectile dysfunction scares during my different times of my life. First time it happened, I was nervous. I was early 20s, college, and
Yeah.
it wasn't as crazy as it sounds, but people were sleeping over, and there were people in the same room as me. It wasn't like this big, crazy orgy, but it was just a little fooling around while some friends were on the floor,
Yeah.
and I wasn't able to...
How old?
College?
Okay.
They were in
not-
college. I was 18. No, that joke doesn't play. College.
Yeah.
But after that, I thought I have erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
And for a year, not that I was stooping every night, but for a year, I refused to do anything with any. I wouldn't go on a date.
It's all mental.
And I still have this instinct from that year. I still have this instinct whenever. I mean, I'm in a happy, loving relationship, so it isn't an issue anymore.
Yeah.
But whenever I would be maybe going on a date with somebody, I always had this fear of what if she wants to fuck me, and I hated it, and it put pressure on me.
That's
Because
funny because that's what she was thinking.
I realized that's what girls think.
What if he wants to fuck me?
Yeah, I think the only way I'm hard is if I don't know what's happening until we're done.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You got to go in not thinking about it.
Well, it's like I guess to a new analogy for going on stage, and it's different depending on where you are, what your mindset is, etc. But
Yeah.
like, it's not a great idea to think right before you go on stage, oh no, what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Knife in the heart immediately. Just kiss of death when you're going, oh, how's this going to
Yeah.
go? You got to just go up zen.
So imagine if the club owner says to you, hey, listen, we might kiss, but we are not getting you on stage. and then, hey, does anyone know where I can't remember the name. I wanted to do a Rockefeller callback.
Ziegler.
Kyle Ziegler is? Mark, you want to go up? It's like, then
Best
you're up.
performance of your life.
Great performance at
Yeah.
the least.
And it's so funny about that because a lot of girls are like, is it me? It's never you, ladies. Know that going in, unless you have a bigger dick or something, some surprise.
Or
it's never you.
And it's taboo, but I'm always very honest with my audience. And though I believe all women are beautiful, every one of them, sometimes they're a little less beautiful.
Yes.
And it might be their fault.
Okay, I'll give you that. Maybe a wheelchair, an eye patch. There could be some kind of problem. But it's always in the head, and you can get through it. Because isn't it a bitch when you wake up with a boner and you're like, now I get one?
I know what you're saying. It doesn't bother me. Every time I wake up with one, I do think to myself, thank God.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's
it
never
still
a
works.
bitch. Yeah, it's like if I were to miss the game-winning three,
Yeah.
and then I'm shooting around and I hit a three, I'm not gonna be like fuck.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I'll have another opportunity here.
Well, I'm just saying if you can't get one with the lady, but then you wake up with one, you're like, horrible time.
It had happened to me enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't even. I don't want to talk too much on this, to be honest with you, but it wasn't even going soft. It was too scared to even have the opportunity. I'm not even going. It's not like I'm not going on stage. I'm not going to the club.
Wow.
I'm just too. And this was for a while.
Yeah.
And but it was. I just thought there's no way it's not going to happen.
Right.
So I also just want to make sure people know chair patch. It'll be okay. You're
Yeah,
okay.
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
And with the patch, though, you got to watch your peripheral. It could have a dick coming the other left. But is it also scary? I think about dicks a lot. Is it also scary that 78-year-old guys like a Joe Biden can just pop a pill and get a boner? But maybe that's not the way it's supposed to be.
I look at boner pills the same way I look at Social Security. I want to have the opportunity when I'm there.
Okay. But I'm just saying, what if you impregnate a lady with you're an old man, now you got a kid on the way? All right. That's their problem.
If it's a problem at all. I have a lot of friends whose parents are relatively old. I mean, not 70, but 50s when they had them.
Maybe, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe you cut the tubes or whatever you call it for a guy. Spade, neuter, and then you get a boner.
Yeah.
Just to play it safe, because you don't want to be the old guy with the kid.
All right. Let me just make cross off. I did the rug commercial. I
There you
did
go.
Boner talk. Yeah. And now let's talk about the president.
Ooh. What's
that, Dad?
Old guy with a kid.
No, we were talking
No.
about, first of all, Dad, if you're not on mic, it's going to be pretty difficult for you to be doing that too much. So I know we have a good time, but You know,
Well, he's an adult though. I'm
he
talking. He
was
got a kid now.
He's talking about having a kid when you're 70,
Yes.
not being 70 as a dad.
He's still a kid.
Oh.
You son of a bitch.
Well, you got a point with the outfit.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I like to wear. I only have so many clothes. I wear the same stuff. I think I wore this on the episode we did.
I think you did.
It's if there's a breeze, but it's not hoodie, it's this.
Same.
You have a flannel for that?
Button down outside with the T-shirt under it.
So tell me about your stage persona outfit, because you dress. You're a as a Seinfeld, in a Seinfeld way. It's a costume for you, right?
I just
Like,
try to
it's
step it up
professional.
a little bit. Like I'm not a Mulaney or a Seinfeld in a suit. They got these nice suits. This is like a Target button down, whatever it is, and it's wrinkled. I just throw a couple button downs in a suitcase and I hit the flight.
Why button? Do you wear button downs when not on stage?
Rarely.
So it's you taking your job seriously, or showing people you are.
Showing people I am, and it's a little like, hey, I'm lucky to be here. Thank you for having me. And also, I think I'm Southern, and I think that is a little bit of a dressy thing. Because me and my girlfriend will go out to eat. I'm like, can I wear? Are they gonna let me in? She's like, yeah. What are you talking about? I'm like, in the South, you can't get in with a T-shirt at some restaurants.
They make you wear like a jacket.
Yeah,
Do they have jackets that they give people?
sometimes, and they're old and sticky
Yeah.
and stenchy.
Yeah.
So I just feel guilty showing up in pajama pants and shit. Like some comics are wrinkled up and flannel and
Right.
Crocs.
Yeah, I struggle. I don't know if I struggle, but it was an obstacle because I don't like wearing pants. I'll wear sweatpants, but I don't like wearing pants. For me is like when people complain about wearing contacts. I always know they're there.
Oh,
and
interesting.
It's distracting.
Yeah.
But at certain times it's respectful. So I used to go up on stage all the time in shorts, and it wasn't as much like I don't give a shit. It was like I need to be comfortable.
Right.
You know. And I guess there was something where I felt like I'm an athlete. This isn't pajamas. This is athletic leisure. I'm cool,
Yeah.
But then after watching some tapes of mine, it looked like I didn't care, which wasn't
Yeah,
true.
Of course.
I allow myself to do sweatpants still because I hate pants. Pants
Yeah.
is a suit.
Right.
So what I do is I do feel, even though you call this logic out, I do feel if I at least put on a flannel,
Yes.
at least I'm saying, it's like I'm wearing something that you guys need me to.
Yeah. You're showing a little effort.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear this, but I
And
feel
why
like,
do you?
Well, because I'm just trying to be a little bit respectful. I'm going to say horrible racial slurs on stage. I might as well throw on a shirt with a collar.
What if your material was less? What's a good word? Because offensive is on the other
Appropriate?
person.
Clean?
Yeah. I guess more clean. I guess less controversial.
Controversial.
Yeah. And if it was more like, I just flew in from the doctor's office, and boy, I'm glad I have health care.
Yeah.
Or whatever your joke would be.
Sure.
Would you
It's
feel
better
the
than
need
that.
to contradict it with the collar?
I just do it for the club. They're charging tickets. Somebody got a babysitter. They parked their car. I just
So it's
feel
respect.
bad. It's a little respect and a low self-esteem.
Are you being self-deprecating, or do you really feel it's low self-esteem?
Totally. Not. I'm being 100%
So what
honest.
if you forgot your clothes, or they lost your bag, and
Yeah.
all you had is what I have?
Yeah.
How would you feel going on stage?
I'd be weird about it, but I'd address it and have a joke about it up top and then get through it.
Right.
Because I'd feel guilty the whole time I was up there.
I once was flying home for Cleveland for Thanksgiving a few years ago, and there was a layover in Chicago, and it snowed in, so I had to stay for the night. And Eric Griffin, do you know Eric?
Yeah.
He was playing Zany, so he let me do a guest spot.
Ah.
And I was in sweatpants, but my travel sweatpants, not my athletic leisure sweatpants, which nobody knows the difference.
No.
But to me, it's like these sweatpants are $80. Those
Right.
sweatpants are, I don't care if I paint in them.
Yeah.
And just in my head, no one would know the difference, but I got on stage, I had to acknowledge I don't have my clothes.
Yeah.
Let's blah, 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 blah.
There you go.
Yeah.
As long as you acknowledge. But I will say, you got to buck the system for you sometimes. Like, you don't be an asshole, but like, there's a skateboard. I used to skateboard. There's these skaters now are unreal. There's one now called Nigel Houston.
We'll put his Instagram handle up here.
Yeah, he's huge. He's a zillionaire. He's a hot guy, sexy. Great, amazing skater, next level. But he wears these shorts, and he'll wear like a tank top with high socks and cool sneakers, and that's totally unheard of for my day. It was
Wait,
baggy
wait,
pants and a T-shirt
You're
and
saying-
Airwalks or whatever.
For skating gear.
Yeah, yeah. You know, you wore big jeans or corduroys, maybe a chain wallet and
Yeah.
like a ringer tee or some shit like that. But he just wears this, and now all the other kids do it. And he wears ear pods, you know? It's very modern. But,
As opposed to what, big headphones or a boombox?
Well, just nothing. Because you're trying to concentrate, but he's got like some hip-hop going. He's a cool cat.
Sure.
But when I started, there was one skater who was a great skater named Ed Templeton, and he wore tight jeans. And this is early 90s, so that was like, whoa, and he got a lot of gay jokes. But now all the kids wear tight jeans. So if you buck it, you will get a little blowback, but if you stick with it, I think you can change the whole tide.
Here's my feeling on it. I never thought about that kind of stuff until the past few years. It's just I'm wearing sweatpants. I never understood.
That's the way to do it, though.
There was this. I remember once I was going to I think my aunt's house, and for some dinner or something, family. It's fine, but it's like a holiday dinner. There's guests, so it's a little more formal, right?
Sure.
And this is in California. My mom isn't there, but she tells me, make sure you wear nice pants. And I go, I wear jeans. Because to me, jeans, that's, look
It's
at
pants.
me. Yeah, it's your collar.
It's got a hem.
And she goes, no blue jeans. They could be brown jeans or black jeans. And I thought, what did the blue jean do? The blue jean is considered casual, but the black jean
Right.
is cool and a night out.
Interesting.
It's the same fabric. It's a color. It's
I'm
so
with ya.
it's so made up.
Arbitrary.
But also the people there, some of them might feel like, hey, he's not wearing black jeans, or I don't know, or he's wearing sweatpants and
Sweatpants I get, but isn't it weird how comfort is illegal? Like, what are you wearing, a sweatpants to a funeral? Like, well, yeah, maybe I'm just more sad than you.
Right.
Isn't this a sign of depression? The guy's dead. You're wearing a business suit. Who cares more?
right.
But it's weird because comfort, like a lady in heels, is considered nice and dressy, but it's only because they're hell to wear. They're super uncomfortable.
The more uncomfortable the person, the more formal it is. Even when you undo the top button.
Yes, exactly.
Listen, you look great, but you don't look uncomfortable great.
Yeah, exactly.
Button that up. I don't like it.
It's a weird theory. System.
It's because being uncomfortable is saying, look what I'm willing to do for you.
That's what it is.
But and I don't remember if we talked about this on our podcast, but I have talked about this.
Nailed it.
There's something very manipulative about this chivalry thing, which listen, you do for somebody else, not because it's in a rule book, but because that's the way you show your love, right?
Sure.
And I talk about this on stage sometimes. This idea of like when you're going out on a date, I get very uncomfortable opening the car door for a girl if we're coming from the driver's side, because
you gotta walk
we have to go
around.
around, and the whole time I'm walking around, I think that she knows that I'm doing this to show her I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
Because you're fine. You're fine. You could get this.
It's a gesture, though. It's all a gesture.
But
It's
that
all
gesture
optics.
feels right. It feels like
silly
look
and
what I did.
unnecessary. Oh, a little showy.
it feels manipulative.
Ah.
It's as if I'm now a gentleman. There could be a guy that's the biggest gentleman in the world who doesn't open the
That's
door.
a great point.
Or
I'm with you.
or a guy who's like, listen, I know all the rules. I'm not going to nigger until we get to the movies.
Easy there.
African American.
Aha.
But you know that they say if you neg a girl, then she likes you more.
Yeah, I don't play with that. That's playing with fire because I'll call her fat and blow it. You know, like this.
That's why you have to be wearing a collar when you do it.
I wear a priest collar. They'll let you touch anything.
We'll
But-
be right back with a word from our sponsors.
Take things up by dipping your McNuggets in this creamy sauce with just the right amount of spice. And how do we take it up even more? By offering a 20-piece McNuggets for just $5.
And we're back. Now you want to talk discomfort and all that, and you nailed the thesis line for that whole argument, which is if you're uncomfortable, it shows that you're doing something, you care, you're considerate, and I think that also goes into the African American, Mexican American. Like if you make the word longer, it sounds like you're more considerate to that group, even though you might not be.
I know that was, and I'll speak from I don't even want to say my experience, just my point of view on this. They're black.
I agree. They're black.
And they're white.
Yes,
And-
you're a Jew.
And there's something Jewish.
yeah.
I'm just joking. There's something just that feels like African American, and I've had this conversation with my black friends, and I'm sure they can't speak for everybody. So I understand that everybody has their own thing, I guess. But my intention behind it is, if I were to say Italian American, African American, whatever it is, it feels like, unless I'm trying to literally describe descent, it feels like I'm walking.
Yes.
Oh, this is my African American friend and my white buddy. It's
Exactly.
Like, just, relax.
Exactly. Yeah, it's tiptoeing, and it's weird, like kid gloves. Like, these are tough people. They've dealt with a lot. You think they can't handle, that term?
Also, what are they called what are they called in Europe?
I've always wondered that, because they call Idris Elba an African American. I'm like, well, he's British.
They also call him one of the sexiest men in Hollywood.
Well,
so
that
you
ain't
can't
no
use
lie.
that as a sample.
Yeah, he's a hot cup of jizz.
Can we say that?
What'd you say?
Hot cup of jizz?
Yes.
Wow, that's another thing I could never say.
Marshall Rug Gallery.
Woo.
You know what they say about Marshall Rug Gallery?
You can say jizz?
Yeah, and your family.
Oh, sorry. Well, now it's incest. But yeah.
So this idea of comfort being disrespectful, juxtaposed to being uncomfortable, shows respect.
Yes.
Is there a way to communicate to the other person? Because that's all unspoken. When you show up to in a suit and tie, or if you show up with flowers or whatever, you're showing, look, I went out of my way. What a night. Is there, it's an assumption. Is there something to where if I show up like this and you don't know me and I don't say anything, it's like, what the fuck? But if I explain to you, suits make me uncomfortable, and or I understand this might come across wrong. If you don't like this, next time I will do something, but blah, blah, blah.
I think you got to suck it up, because you're dancing on the territory of, like, I'm not wearing a mask. It's uncomfortable.
But a mask, but me not wearing a mask affects you.
Ah.
Why does me wearing sweatpants have to affect you?
Because it affects her saying you don't respect this, or me.
That to me is the difference between.
It's different. I'm aware.
It's
I'm
the
just
difference.
pointing it out.
It's the difference between rules that just are versus boundaries, right? Let me give you an example. I'm at my parents' house, and it's literally my parents' house, and that with everything that comes with that, because I take your shoes off, but wash your hands, don't touch this, move this. I'm difficult in my place, but I make sure, at least I try not to put that on others. So I'm entering my parents' house, and I have to make sure that, listen, their rules. If they walk around with shoes, or they don't do this, or if they want to walk around outside without, whatever the thing might be, it's their rules. But we cook. My girlfriend is here, and I make food and I put it aside, and I have my green beans while I'm cooking the potatoes, or blah, blah, blah. And my mom will come in and she'll take a green bean with her hands.
Whoa.
And I say, Mom, will you not do that? And she goes, it's fine. I don't need a plate. Like, she thinks, like, when I say, will you get a plate, it's because I'm worried about the crumbs. But no.
I don't like your fingers on my shit.
I don't like your fingers on the cat's shit.
Wow.
And also, Mom might get mad, so I got to say she's very clean, she's lovely, she's the greatest person I know. And I mean all of those things.
Yeah.
However, she does sometimes pick up, and she'll call it hard cat shit, with a tissue.
Whoa.
And she says she washes her hands. And I don't want, Mom, I love you. And she does, but you know what her wash is? She runs her fingers under the water. She'll maybe put some soap on. So listen, if you want to pick up cat shit with a tissue because it's hard, hey, baby, it's your house. Just don't touch my green beans. Green beans are my boundary. My boundaries go with me no matter where I am.
We got a catchphrase. Don't touch my green beans.
If I do a guest spot tonight, you're in the back and you just walk out and to go, don't touch my green beans. People are losing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, I do agree.
But you might be a bit of a germophobia.
If I had to argue against it, I could, but it's less about germs and more OCD. Of like, it's more a control thing than a germ itself, because this isn't a germ thing, but I do need my labels facing it. But I don't want to talk too much about my mom's cat poop.
I think it's pretty fascinating.
All right.
Well, it's just cool that she's down. Like, no offense, I know this is a mommy dearest, but if she's picking up cat shit with her hand, imagine what she's doing.
With her feet?
Sure.
Did I step on you there, or were you searching?
No. That was better that you stopped me.
Because after the second knock, I thought it would have been ba-bum, ba. I thought so. So I gave it 2 knocks. Yeah.
I gotta say, you process information so
Say each other sentences.
quickly.
My mom might get a little upset.
You think?
Yeah.
About the sex thing or about the cat shit?
She hates when I can't get hard. No, the catch it because she'll want to defend herself. But the only defense she has is it's hard. When it's hard, it doesn't get on her fingers.
Right.
But she's very clean. She's very clean. It's just her cats are her children.
Of course.
But they're not my children.
But she picked up your dookie with a hand.
That's right.
Probably no napkin either.
And now look at me. I go on stage with sweatpants because I get scared of jeans. So I want to talk a bit about your professionalism versus your challenging the audience. And I would love if anybody's watching this and they haven't watched, which I'll call Mark Norman 1.0.
Yeah.
One of my favorite podcasts I've done.
We were in the zone.
And we go really, really into it. What was it? Why did I bring that up? Maybe I just wanted to say people.
Appropriate.
We deconstructed a lot of this already of intention. And I advise you to check it out. And I don't want to get too much into it now because I do remember and we talked about it. But correct me if I'm either remembering this wrong or something has changed. But your controversial material isn't an intentional bucking the system, to use your term. It's the way your mind processes the variables of comedy math.
Yeah.
And a lot of your structures, and this is what we talked about last time, because there's only so many jokes. A lot of your structures are remove the queef, gay, whatever the thing may be. You could put something else in and it still plays. And I'm speaking for myself, but us, because this is what we talked about last time. It's the same joke.
Yeah.
This is just what's funny to me.
Right.
And go ahead.
Well, it's just weird to me that people equate a joke about something with hating it or thinking it's bad or negative. And I'm like, no, it just exists, so I wrote a joke about it. I also wrote a joke about carpets and toothbrushes. I don't hate them.
Right.
Or like them. They're just a thing.
And you could replace that carpet with rug and toothbrush with mouthwash.
Yeah.
And it plays. So what's interesting about that to me, and something that I want to say took me a long time to learn, but I still have, logically I understand it, but emotionally I don't connect with it still, which is that thing of it's a joke. And it's not a joke as in, hey, I'm excused because it's a joke. If I punch you and say it's a joke, I still punched you.
Totally.
It's less about whether or not you think it's funny and more about understanding that this is, if you look at a narrative and you don't like the idea of somebody getting molested, of course not. It's just part of the story.
Right.
And if this is the journey we're taking you on to make you feel different things and to play to these inappropriate, like I have, here, look at this.
Oh. Ah, jeez.
Now that could have been piss, cum, shit, spit, or toothpaste.
Yes.
It's the same joke.
Right.
It's an animated goblin coming in and putting something on you.
Yes.
It's just, we were talking about jizz. There's something funny about being inappropriate because we're adults.
Well, because you're not supposed to be. So when you see it, it's a release. Or when you hear it, it's a release.
Speaking of release,
Aha.
take a look at this one.
Ah, jeez. Both eyes now.
So I guess my long-winded Rick's talking too much, let Mark talk,
No, you're good. This is fascinating.
I would love for you to talk on the response that you used to get to the response you're getting now to those outlandish jokes, and how much of it is based on your experience in telling these jokes, your fans getting to know you, versus your ability to differentiate or transition into them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, it's a big bag of hammers here. There's a lot to unpack, as they say. But I just, first of all, every joke is an exaggeration. It's a heightened thing. So it's pissing, and then jizz is higher. It's more heightened. So you're going to go with jizz. And I think a lot of reasons people come out to comedy shows is because you can hear some wacky stuff that they can't maybe say in their cubicle. And we all have these thoughts. Like, there's a reason we know every racial slur. You're not a racist, but if I threw out a race, you could say slurs. Or if I threw out a slur, you could pick the race. You know, we know it all. And we have the thoughts. We have the same. I'm not a psycho where I have my own separate thoughts than everyone else. You've had the same thought about fat people or black people or Jews or gay, whatever
Never
it
about
is.
the Jews.
Yeah, well, you know, we've had it. So, like, when they say it and we go, hey, and you're like, shut up, you've had it. You know, so that's why it gets so mad. And it's like this I'm above you thing. I'm more powerful, or not powerful. I'm more moral than you are. And, like, I'm going to take you down and all this. And then they have that weird thing where they're like, that's punching down. I'm like, well, who says they're down? Maybe they're not down to me. Maybe they're down to you, and maybe you're so mad about it, it's some weird overcompensation. And also, we're all going to die one day. We're on Earth for one blip, and this is how you're going to spend your life? Just, on Twitter, this comedian said queef. Oh, it's like, what are you doing? Kill yourself. You're a waste of cells.
How much of this anger, is it fair to call it anger?
It's a frustration.
How much of this frustration drives your comedy versus coincidentally you're experiencing it because that's the comedy you do?
I think it's the second one because I bring a guy on the road, a black guy. He's with me this weekend, and he's like,
Who's your friend?
This guy, Chris Allen, funny guy.
Shout out to Chris Allen. We'll put his Instagram handle up here.
There you go. Yeah, check him out. He's a DC cat.
DCC.
But he told me, he's like, I have a joke about we all need to hang out with each other. Like, the reason we have so many problems with race is because not everybody's being together. That's why inner cities are less racist, because we're all together. It's homogenated?
Homogenized.
Homogenized. Thank you. Homo.
Can we say homogenized?
Thank you. It's almost like an immune system. You know, the more you take in, the more stronger you are. That was his point.
Yeah.
But he has I have one joke where he goes, that comes off a little racist. And he's not sensitive or anything like that. But he's like, I would change it to this, this, and this. And I did it, and he was right.
Could you tell me what the joke was and what it is?
It's a long joke, but basically the end is, we all should hang out together. Like, you know how if you can't afford a lawyer, the court will appoint you one? If you have no black friends, we should appoint you one, just so you get less racist. Like we have anxiety dogs or seeing eye dogs. How about a service brother? Who comes in and it hits, but he's like, service brother, you think a slave because he's employed and he's going to help a white person. So I was like, I didn't catch the slave thing because I'm not racist. It didn't hit me that way. But we worked on it and tweaked it, and I'll try it tonight. But
what is it? Just changing the term at the end?
Well, I changed it to black guys being around more white guys and made it a service honky.
Right.
Which is funny because you don't have the white guilt part.
Now, question for you.
And honky's a funny word.
Based on your logic of punching up, punching down, if you don't believe of up and down, why do you think that plays?
Because it's them. It's the audience. I have to.
So you're projecting
make it
the audience
accessible.
projections.
I'm not just projecting. I've done the research. I've done the joke over and over.
What if you're playing a black room?
I still think, as a white guy, it sounds weirder if I say service brother is a funny term, and I'm just going based on we're all equal. This is how we live, and we're all people. But other people don't take it in, and unfortunately, that affects the laugh. And I still want a big laugh. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still want a big laugh. So I'll change it to a white guy because everybody's more comfortable with that.
How often do you have a joke that you think is better the way you have it, but you recognize the audience won't see it the way you see it?
Yeah,
and
a lot of that.
Is the difference because the audience doesn't see it the way you see it? Meaning like, if I say, I remember I did this joke about in London, even though my girlfriend says, who's British, that they know the word pinky there, I did this bit on stage where it involved the word pinky, and people told me there they don't know what pinky means. They call it little finger.
Whoa.
So when I change it, there's no way pinky works if that's not in their verbiage.
Sure.
But to me,
pinky's funny.
Pinky's the honky of fingers.
Yes.
So it's part, but there's no world where I'll be like, I don't care, I'm doing it. Because no, that's not part of the language, or that's not part of the cultural acceptance.
Yes.
So when you switch it to is it a service honky?
Yeah.
When you switch it to that, it's because even though you think this one's funnier, that one will be received better, and it's your job.
Yep.
Are there some jokes where you feel like this is funnier, and do you either you stick to it or you try to find a way? Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, this is my whole job. Is this part right here? That's why there's so many bad comedians, because they're not digging this deep like we are right now. I'm in my hotel room going, this or that, honky.
How could I make the N-word funny?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had a bit at my old act. This is how much things have changed. In like 2007, 2008, I had a joke where I said the N-word, and if I said N-word, it was clunky, but the actual word was funnier.
Isn't
But,
it crazy to even consider that now?
I know. I don't know what I was thinking, and thank God, like everything wasn't on cell phone cameras and YouTube, but it's out there.
That's what's, and not to say it was okay or not okay, without just objectively talking about what happened. When things come out and people say stuff later on, do you get worried now that there's something that's accepted today, but in 2027 it won't be?
all the time, but I mean, you can't live like that. I think you got to just ride it out.
Right.
I mean, look at Sean Connery. He
Hold
was
on.
like this. Huh?
I guess you're right. We put a Sean Connery ghost in. We'll be right back. Hi, I got a question. Do you want news made smart and simple? I certainly don't.
Rick, yes, you do. Everybody does. Hey, guys, it's me, John DeWalt from TYSO episode 1, the first time that Rick did the show, and the holiday 8 Nights of TYSO. I was the least viewed one of those 8 that he did. What's up, man?
Hey, John.
Dude, in this era of war on information, of course you want your news made simple. That's why I'm here representing the Logically app, which combines sophisticated AI with human fact checkers like me. And Rick, the app is free to use. It's blowing up with huge numbers. It's a very professional, legit app. Why aren't you wearing a suit? You look like shit. You're dressed horribly. You look like shit, dude. You look like
Okay.
You gotta look better
Okay.
and take it more seriously.
Oh, I think I get it. So you're saying Logically is helping by bringing the trust back to the poop?
Not trust back to the poop, Rick. Trust back to the news.
Oh.
Thank you so much, sweetheart.
So Logically gives you access to a team of dedicated fact checkers.
Bingo. And let's try it. This sitting with me right here is Ruth Bader Ginsburg eating M&Ms.
False.
I think my friend Rick is starting to get the picture.
So you as a user can submit reports and articles to the app to get checked?
Yeah, and if you didn't, you know what I would say? I would dissent.
Oh, I like that. I like that. So there are credible sources to back up the verdict
Yes.
of the article. Download the Logically app today to have access to real fact checkers and receive news that's real.
And you want to know some news that's fake? We're not even here right now, Rick. This is all part of your crazy imagination because you're such a weird guy.
And then it will do a crossfade. Download the Logically app today to have access to real fact checkers and receive news that's real. Available on Google Play and the App Store, or head over to logically.ai to find out more. Oh, and one more thing. I'm not even Rick.
I'm a baby. Thanks, Logically.
And we're back.
That's gonna be killer.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, boy. Just got a side note. Your dad's quite a dilf. But
Is that like a pickle?
it's a MILF, but a dad.
So, what does it mean?
Now, you know what it means.
I don't know what it means.
Dad, I'd like to
Like to what?
F.
We had some people write in and say, I bet you can't get Mark Norman to say that he wants to fuck a dad because of all the dad
Oh.
stuff. So
Really?
of course not.
Ah.
Or did I? You could find out at patreon.com/takeyourshoesoff.
Sean Connery, he died, whatever, a couple weeks ago. Legend, Hollywood, royalty, blah, blah, blah. This whole thing went viral after he died about how he liked to hit women, or he used to hit women. And it's kind of like, it was risque then, but now it's like even crazier that he said that. But he's dead, so you're like, he's in the ground, he's worm food, so who gives a fuck?
When do people give a fuck, and how much of it is time versus talent? I guarantee you, or no, I guess it's already happened, but there was a lot of Thriller being played on Halloween,
Yeah.
which is the biggest kid holiday there is.
Yeah, good point.
And is it because time has passed, or is it because of his talent level?
I think it's the quality of the song.
So it's talent.
It's talent. Like, I have some jokes that are dicey, but I've just, as they say, tap danced over laser beams and, what do you call that thing? The Rubik's cubed it up so much that it kills. But, they always say, hey, if it's funny enough, I'll let it slide. So, but you have to get there. The problem is it ain't pretty getting there.
It's a stretch of an analogy because it's not about acceptance, but it is about bits and how hard you go in. And it just made me think of something that I want to tell you. I went to summer camp, Jewish summer camp. Shout out to Emma Kaufman camp. And I don't remember, like 5th through 7th grade or something like that. How old are you? 11, 12, 13, like
Sure.
right before the bar mitzvah.
Yeah, no pubes.
I think pubes, but not all of them.
Maybe a fuzz.
That was, fuzz, not pubes, was
Got
their
it.
slogan. And I had the stick, which could be described as a stick or a whip, depending how you're using it.
Oh,
Thin.
boy.
It's not going to. It'll
Snap.
It will, but it needs some pressure.
Got it.
And I remember I was walking up a hill, and there's someone in front of me. You know, when you're a kid, you play with sticks. It's just part of the game.
Sure, pre-internet too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if kids now are playing with sticks. It's digital sticks.
Sticks and dicks.
But I was like doing, and that was at a time. This was the late '90s. So remember, you were breaking sticks on your knee, and you're like, you're fucking man.
That was a good time.
So I'm breaking sticks left and right. Guys are like, Rick's cool, and girls are like, I don't know what they were like. I wasn't talking to them, fanning themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Like,
walking up
if
a
only
hill.
he could get it up.
Yeah, I had no idea. Soon some of these guys will be on my floor, and I won't talk to a girl for a year.
Those are better days.
So I walk up this hill, and there's this stick in my hand, and we're playing. You're breaking sticks, and I wanted to break it on this guy's back.
Sure.
And I knew to myself then, if it doesn't break, it's going to hurt. I didn't
Yes.
understand the rules of kinetic energy, maybe, but I did know if it breaks, it's fine, just based on my knee.
Right.
So I have to go as hard as I can. Because if it doesn't break, so if I go at a 3 out of 10, it'll hurt more than a 7 out of 10 if it breaks on
boy.
7 out of 10.
Was he black?
Oh, this is a Jewish summer camp.
Oh, thank God, because you doing that to a black guy, it's not a good look. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I don't think you should be doing that to anybody.
Sure, well, you did it to the Jews.
I don't think there were black people there.
What were they, building pyramids? Why were you hitting him?
I don't know, man. Just let me tell this story
Okay.
because that you're making a joke and it's giving me the instinct to play, and if I don't play, it feels like I'm accepting and or negating.
Right,
I'm
right.
either saying what you're saying is real or I'm shutting you down as a lose-lose, and I don't want to. Yeah, the pyramids, and because they're all fucking losers or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like picturing the story.
Well, here's what I don't like about the offended people. They will find the angle that they need to make you in trouble.
I can't control what people will be offended by, but I can be honest when I'm feeling uncomfortable.
Sure.
And if
you're allowed to be uncomfortable or offended.
It wasn't ironically, it wasn't uncomfortable in the subject matter we were talking about. It was uncomfortable in the social dynamic of bit versus no bit.
Yes, I get it.
If
That's
we were-
a comedy dilemma.
Yeah, if we were talking about toothpaste right now, and I'm just like, brush your teeth, but let me, I'm saying, we're the same thing.
I get it.
Which I'm going to digress now for a second.
Uh-oh.
Into that when people are doing jokes,
Yeah?
and if it's funny enough, I guess it's similar. If you hit hard enough, if it's funny enough, and I could go, acknowledge it,
Yeah.
and then it's fine to move on. But when it's not funny, here are my options: either to just be like, I don't like
That's
that,
so true. I love this.
or I could go ha ha ha, which is the hardest of them.
Yeah.
Even as an actor, it's hard to fake
it,
laugh.
yeah.
So the easiest way. And this was something that was always subconscious for me. I love that you're connecting with me on this. I didn't even
totally
know I was
get
doing it. I would then just go back, volley it back. Listen, I don't want to play volleyball, but I'll at least hit it back to you.
Yeah.
And then you have to heighten.
Right,
You have to find the
right.
stuff. So not only am I tired and feeling obligated, not even realizing the intention.
Yes.
I'm annoying and exhausting the other person.
This is why you listen to Take Your Shoes Off, folks.
You
was
connect
it.
with that?
Completely. I mean, we all have that one friend who's like, hey, you're like, hey, can you pass me the salt? I don't know. May I? And
Right.
you're like, all right. Is that a yes or a no? And they go, whoa, somebody can't take a joke. Like, no, the joke sucked. Either I fake laugh and give you your dumb satisfaction for that shit zing, or I just stand here and then I look like an asshole.
Right.
And now I have to make you feel better because you had a bad joke.
That's the difference between rules and boundaries. You're putting a joke on me. If you ask me to pass the salt.
Pass me the salt, please.
You mean whom? And then I
Right.
at least give you the salt. You could be like, all right. And then but now it's like, now I'm here.
Yeah.
And you want something from me.
Right. Yes.
And and we definitely talked about this before, but a more related version relatable, not comedians, is
Yeah.
when somebody's asking me, how was your weekend? And it's like, what do you want from me?
Oh, I hate yeah, we went over that, but that's a nightmare.
But putting obligation on somebody else. So, but like when you don't want to be rude, the version of that for comedians, or more specifically when dealing with another comedian, is
to play.
play back. Oh yeah, and then it's like, and then it's a bad joke.
Yeah.
I am now co-signing.
Yeah, you're enabling.
So what do you do to get around that?
I usually just go with the easiest thing to diffuse it and move on. Just the quickest.
Go ahead, ask me for the salt.
Can you pass the salt, please?
Yeah, I'll give it to you, but my arm's gonna be tired. Right.
Thank you.
A
so
little.
I acknowledge, haha, I get it. You're a humorous. Thank you.
Right.
Got what I needed.
So it's basically it would be if it were a text, it would be just giving it a haha or a thumb up.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that ha-ha gets me out of a ton of shit. Because comics get a ha-ha and they go, okay, I can leave them alone.
I have a rule because I do a haha because it saves the day.
Yeah.
But I also don't like lying, so I've made a rule with myself that haha. I might maybe laugh. Usually, if it's funny, there's more than 2 ha's.
Ah,
but
yes.
I will reserve an LOL for an actual laugh out loud.
Wow, that's rare.
And it doesn't have to be big.
Yeah,
is an LOL.
that counts.
Yeah.
I don't do the, that guy with the tears, the emoji.
Yeah.
That's too much. And I feel like it's very dismissive. Give me a ha-ha. Don't give me a guy, an Asian guy with tears coming out of his eyes. That's so ridiculous, so over the top.
Yeah.
And then you give me 9 of them? Come on.
I understand.
I
But
get it.
respectfully, I don't mind a laughing face.
Eh.
You know what's the most condescending? Just block me before you send me one ha.
Oh, ha is bad.
Ha's bad.
One time I almost sent a ha to my friend, and I threw an extra H on real quick before I sent it out. I saved it. It was like Indiana Jones with the hat under the wall closing.
Of course. You ever do ha with Siri and she puts a space between them?
No.
Yeah, ha space ha, which sounds like I'm going ha.
Oh, that's no good.
So let me tell
It's
you about.
almost like good luck with that. Good luck is great, but with that,
Yeah.
you throw a with that in, it's over.
Yeah. The stick analogy was I have to go very, very hard enough for it to break.
Yes.
But if it doesn't break, I would have rather it not break softer. So I either go, if I don't want to go a 4 because a 4 won't feel good. I'd rather go a 7 because a 7 will break.
Yes.
But what if 7 doesn't break? So you got to go 8. You got to go 9.
The
And
irony is you're hitting him harder for him.
you're hitting him. Well, I'd like to debate you on that.
Okay.
For him would be for his comfort level. He didn't ask for it. I'm doing it so I have the right to do it.
True.
So I could get away with breaking a stick on someone.
Okay, that's fair. You're right.
But I've learned retroactively that same logic was how I always handled bits, where I thought to myself, listen, I could do this joke, and if it doesn't work, hey, give me the salt.
All right.
But I want it to work, so I go harder. And the problem with that is if the stick doesn't break, then what the fuck are you doing?
You hit him even harder.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yes. That's a great analogy for comedy.
And I was thinking about that when you were talking about the difference between piss and cum in a joke is it's the same math. It's just we've all peed.
Yeah.
We've all seen people pee. I've only
Yeah.
seen so many people cum.
And you don't say come as much on a regular basis. If, a kid goes, I got to pee, you go, all right, here, this way. But if a kid went, I got to come, you'd be like, well, that's fucking hilarious or weird.
Incidentally, you, because of what I'm going to refer to kindly, and I have the same thing as neuroses or a tic, I'm sure it's intentional most of the time, but the way you talk about queefing or I'm gay.
Yeah.
It's so commonplace to you to say it now.
Yes.
Do you ever forget that, like, oh, that's not the common language for people? It probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's why I do it. I don't want it to be common. I've noticed, like,
Right.
everybody steals, like, black slang. And
OJ, can we say that?
don't cut my head off. Everyone steals that slang, and I was like, I don't want to be
By
one of
slang, are you talking about the whole culture, or are you talking about
Well,
words in particular?
Mostly the words, like woke is that, and it's lit, all that shit, I mean, we did it our whole childhood.
Fire was Paris Hilton, though.
Was it? Okay.
Oh, no, that's hot was Paris Hilton.
Yeah. That's hot. That's been around.
Okay.
But you know what I'm talking about, the fire,
Yeah.
all that shit. And it looks cool, and every kid does it now, but I never wanted to do it, so I made up my own. Queef, gay, anal, Jews.
Right.
Like
Like fetch. Do you remember fetch?
I remember fetch. That's so fetch.
Yeah.
As if.
As if it was clueless, fetch was Mean Girls.
Yeah, that's right. And I invented one that never stuck, where I'd say, that's lunch. Meaning, like, that everybody loves lunch.
Yeah.
Like when you're on a movie set and they go, that's lunch. You go, lunch.
Yeah, lunch is a recess. Breakfast, you often don't have time.
Yep.
And
It's a
or
rush.
you might not want it. Because
Right.
stomachs. Dinner oftentimes is great, but a lot of times it's an obligation. I gotta get dinner with this guy.
Yes.
You know what? If you're worried, why don't you just go get lunch?
And it's the only thing you grab. Let's grab lunch.
Yeah, lunch you grab, dinner you have. It's the difference. It's the difference between renting and owning. Sometimes it's better to buy.
Yeah.
If I like this person, if I
Right.
want to commit to this relationship, let's have dinner.
Yes.
But if I'm unsure, why don't we just drive it for a few years? See
and
what we do.
you can do lunch. You can do dinner, but it's weird. You want to do dinner?
Also,
let's do lunch.
Dinners.
Jeez, well, watch the Timberlake. Woo!
I feel like
Twinkle toes.
we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Carpet, hardwood, rugs, and luxury vinyl. We kind of did a half version, but I want to make sure that people at home understand. Cold water, dishwashing soap, white vinegar, blot, never rub.
Got it.
So for the dinner and the lunch,
Lewinsky could have used that one.
did she blot?
I think she rubbed on the dress. Back to jizz. Bill Clinton. All right. I know what that means. Carry on.
No, you didn't see behind you. I animated to some bad guys that have shot him.
Yeah, plus that was a 30-year-old joke.
Today.
Yeah.
Dinner is something that's hard to heighten because after dinner, the next step is why don't you come on over to my place?
Or dessert. Yeah.
But,
Drink.
Well, yeah, but the dessert and drink kind of takes my point away.
All
I'm
right.
talking.
I
I'm
shouldn't
talking
have
about.
said
I'm talking about a couple hours later.
All right, there you go.
Because a lunch you could parlay into a dinner.
Yes. And dinner, the sun is already down.
Sun is down. It's like when you're going on a date and you're not sure. Why don't we go somewhere during the day, walk around, and if we like each other, we'll see a movie. If not,
Right.
But once you're at a movie, it's like.
Maybe that's why the late night diner is so fun, because it's nighttime, but it's breakfast food, but it's
You know the difference between
Drunk.
a diner and a restaurant? The feeling of a lunch. The energy is still, what can I get you? They're coming over.
Yes.
At a diner, and I don't drink pop,
casual.
but every now and then I'll get a pop or a soda at a diner.
Yeah.
I'm not going out for like a nice Chinese food or even a burger. I get water.
Yes.
But lunch, you know what else you get for lunch? You get a milkshake at a diner.
Oh, love a milkshake. Can't get a milkshake at breakfast, you're a psycho. Can't get a milkshake at dinner, you're a child.
Right.
Lunch.
Breakfast, you could do a smoothie. Lunch, you do a milkshake. Dinner, you do like a cheesecake or
Cocktail.
dessert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm an alcoholic. But yeah.
Are you?
I'd say so. I've kind of reined it in a little bit because I'm getting older and the hangovers are bananas. But
Yeah, you said you had a hangover this morning.
brutal.
What happened? How many drinks do you have last night?
I probably had 4 or 5 tequilas.
And that's over 2 shows. When's your first drink?
I waited till during the second show.
So you no drink first show.
Yep.
Second show, first drink on stage.
Yeah.
How many do you go through on stage?
2 on stage. The lady brought me one, and then you do a couple more after. You hang with the comics, the green room, the cigarettes. It's fun. That's half the reason we like the comedy game.
Why second show? Is that
Well,
a rule?
I don't slur at all during my show. But I used to be like...
Racially, you mean?
Yeah. I used to be like, this is charming. It's romantic. I'm like the kind of tipsy, comic on stage who's having a good time. But I realized that the show suffers, so don't do it.
How did you realize that?
Show suffering.
Did it start to suffer because you stopped being good at it? Or did it start to... Was it always suffering and you didn't know it first?
I thought it was like kind of not charming, but like...
You were
Oh,
loose.
look at this guy. He's like half in the bag, and he's still delivering these zingers. What a cool job,
Oh, so there's a lot of how you look to the audience.
Yeah, well, that's the
What
whole
you-
game is perception.
Not necessarily by look.
Why? But that's an aspect.
Casting, sure.
Sure.
But do you think that the audience notices the difference between this guy on stage when he's drinking a cranberry, or what do you drink, a bourbon?
Tequila.
A tequila, you said that, pardon me. You drinking a tequila versus drinking a water? You think they're even clocking that?
Well, I'm saying the slurs, though. They'll
Oh, you're
clock
literally
that.
saying your speech is different.
Yes.
And you think people like that.
I thought they did. Plus, I was in my 20s. This guy's 27. He's half drunk. He's a booze bag. He's, like you see Stanhope kind of doing a little of this stuff. It was like, oh, how cool is this? This guy's
Oh,
like
yeah,
an intellectual savant with these great ideas, but he's also trashed. It's kind of a fun juxtaposition.
There's a troubled,
yeah,
smart,
little Hemingway
Right.
thing going on. Shoot yourself in the head with a rifle, that kind of thing.
there's something classy, what you were saying too, because you're associating that with like a James Dean or something like having a
Yeah.
cocktail at night, dinner.
There you go. But you see Snoop Dogg or Willie Nelson with the big joint or
Which
the big
one?
blunt. Either one. I tried to make it diverse, and you're like, whoa, it's funny, smoke it right now.
Right.
But you get older and you go, I'd rather kill and have a good set and give these people a worth it show.
How much of it was for the slur to have this cool vibe versus you feeling safer, more comfortable, more free?
That's probably what it really was, and I told myself it was the cute drunk piece of shit.
So why did you do it the second show? Because you already earned the first one?
I earned the first one, and I'm well off enough boozing. I know what I can hold my asshole enough to get through till the end of the hour set. to start slurring.
Copy. And then you have a couple more drinks because you enjoy it.
Yeah, takes the edge off, fatty.
How? So you've done 3 shows so far.
Yeah.
All been great?
No, the first show I was rusty because you don't really get up as much. So Thursday you're like, whoa, shit, I'm doing an hour. It's a full room. I'm in Cleveland. I just got off a flight, so I had like a
Your
stumble.
arms are tired.
My arms are tired. My dick hurts. My asshole's bleeding. I had to figure it out. But by the first show Friday night, I was zinging and zanging.
You do all new material since you released your special on YouTube?
It's all new and it ain't all ready. I'll tell you that.
Right.
It's getting there.
Your YouTube special has over 3 million views a few months
3.8.
ago. How was your YouTube channel before that?
Not great. Pretty bleak. It was like 16,000 or 30,000 subscribers.
I apologize. I don't remember the name of your special. Will you say what it is?
Out to lunch.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's lunch.
Yeah.
I love lunch.
Well, it's obviously easy to find, and a lot of people watching this probably already know about it, but we'll link in the description and check it out.
Thank you.
You decided to do it on YouTube because it was the only opportunity you had?
Yeah, I was shot down by everyone else. So people were like, it's so cool. You did it like this. You're a man of the people. You're giving it away for free. I'm like, I wanted to have you pay for it, but nobody would buy it.
Did you film it first and try to sell it?
I tried to sell it as just an idea, and I sent them a tape, and they were like, no, thank you. And I said, I bet if we shoot it and cut it up and do all the hard stuff, they'll buy it. And they still didn't buy it.
What was the idea?
What?
You said told them the idea. How would you?
Well, I just told them, like, hey, I'm doing an hour. I've done a half hour for Comedy Central. I've done an hour for Comedy Central. I've done a million late nights. Like, I'm in the pocket, dickless. Right. And they still were like, no thanks. So I thought, well, if we do all the work, they'll just buy it. Because why wouldn't they? And they still didn't.
How long of a tape did you send them?
50 minutes.
So 55. You sent them basically the hour.
I sent them a loose, raw hour, yeah. Like at a comedy club.
LRH.
There you go.
If you're comfortable talking about this, great. If not,
I'm an open casket.
How much did it cost to produce?
$15K, give or take.
Give.
$15K about.
And you did one show, 2 shows?
2.
2 shows.
Not great, either of them.
Really?
Just didn't flow, because you're like, this is it, the big night, the theater, the taping, the special. And then it was just like, meh.
How much did you prepare beforehand? Was it a tour leading up to it?
I was on the road every weekend probably for 3 years.
Not doing that hour?
Yeah.
Really?
Running it, honing it, just the samurai sword.
So your
hitting it
Comedy
with the
Central
hammer.
hour before that was more than 3 years before?
Oh, yeah. It's probably 4 years.
So you've been doing this for 3 years.
It was embarrassing. It was getting to the point where I'd go back to Cleveland. They go,
Yeah.
we heard this last year, didn't we not?
So
I had to put it down.
Were you able to tell shows within the couple months of filming the special, some were better than others, or were they always feeling stale?
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, you're saying it just felt like this was it?
Yeah.
But I wonder how much of that was because you've been doing the same material for so long.
Probably a little of that. So, but it was so tight because, you have a couple loose ends. Everybody has that in their act where you're like, that joke could hit harder. That tag could be better. That could have been a callback, but I never thought to do a callback there.
Right.
You always put out an album and you go, ooh, I thought of a tag 3 years later. Gah. So I didn't want any of that. I wanted to make sure it was buttoned up.
Mark, I feel that way about this podcast.
What?
Not this particular one. No,
okay.
I'm saying take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Especially because stand-up isn't really happening right now.
Sure.
But
that's the beauty of a pod. People like the looseness, the recklessness, if this one wasn't perfect, the next one will fill the gap.
It's
and
not
the one after that.
It's not about the conversation. It's about how I edit it or the bits that I didn't put in. Last time we did a bit where we 69 each other.
Yeah, killer. Are all the pods this good, or is this a special one that people want to watch an in couple?
I just literally feel good talking to you.
I feel good too.
So that makes me feel like, fuck, this podcast is great.
All right, let's fuck. Whew, I never came so hard.
If I wanted to do that again, which I don't know if I do because of COVID reasons, but it might be fun to do. And if I were to get home and realize we didn't do the 69, I'd be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Either or.
Oh, it kills me.
And nobody knows, but and I know, and for the podcast, because I don't have much of a creative outlet elsewhere, I put so much time into this thing.
Yeah.
And it's like it feels so serious. And but then I have learned that Even though emotionally I'm upset, I know Ricky will be okay because every time I post on Monday and then I'm upset Monday and Tuesday or
Yeah.
Sunday while editing, and then Wednesday it's on to the next.
But that's beautiful.
You
but
don't have that with a special.
No, it's in stone. It's a tramp stamp forever. It's on your back, fatty. But I forgot what I was gonna say. What were you saying?
Talking about feeling like
I got it back. I never get it back.
We'll be right back. No, I'm just kidding.
It's gone. The fact that you worry is why it's a good pod and why people tune in and why it has that extra special touch of care because you're giving a shit.
I agree. There's a cost benefit to it, and I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I'm happy because I'm learning a lot, and it's fun, and people like coming on my podcast now, and the cost of it is anxious all the time, thinking about it all the time, buying, renting, traveling with equipment. I'm sorry I can't do that right now,
Right.
focusing.
But that's art, baby. You're an artist, and the good artists worry. They're not happy.
Well, at what point do you take the wins and celebrate? And I ask you that literally with your special.
Well, I'm the wrong douche to queef on because I'm never happy with it. I always have some kind of problem. I'm glad the special is doing well, results-wise.
What's results-wise? Numbers or
numbers, views, comments are great. I get a lot of nice messages. People are coming out because of it. So it did its job, but there's always things that could have been better.
What could you have done better for this one?
Well, I thought the lighting wasn't great. My outfit was weird. The crowd wasn't hot. So maybe I'd do it again. Maybe shoot it a different way.
You knew it during the show or in the tape when you watched it?
When I watched it, I was like, this is kind of weird.
How'd you feel during it?
During it, I was so bitter that I was like, let's just knock this out.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, nobody would buy it. I was just running around. I couldn't sell a ticket. I couldn't get my ass eaten. I was all over the road. And
Why do you think you should have been able to sell it? Because of all your past accomplishments?
Past accomplishments and, like, I care about it so much, and I've proved myself so many times, so you start to realize, like, oh, you guys don't care about the jokes. I got some good jokes in here.
What do they care about?
I think they care about optics and checking boxes and quotas.
Boxes like what? Followers?
No, well, followers, celebrity. We need a black guy. We need an Asian guy. We need and I get all that. I'm aware, but like, put the funny people on. You know, like Sam Morril is funnier than most famous comics. And look, I get it. They have a following more than him, but you want to be the prestigious comedy network where people go to see good comedy. Do we need? And I get it. He will bring in numbers. He's a famous guy, but like,
I can't comment on that. Not politically. Truthfully, I haven't seen stand up, but you're saying that.
I'm saying quality should count at some point.
Is there something to you doing your own thing on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm glad I did it now.
Do you think that's going to be a trend that people are going to do?
Completely. I think YouTube now is what podcasts were 10 years ago, where you go, there's no money in that. What are you doing?
Right.
Why are you going to do a pod? You should go do this. And you're like, I'm going to do the pod. Because look at it now. It's making tons of money. It can make a name for you.
You have ads on it.
Yeah.
So guessing based on being an hour length, I'm assuming you made roughly, not made profit, but net around $30K. Is that right?
What, a year?
Total for the special.
Maybe a little more.
Yeah?
So far, yeah.
So you've doubled basically your investment.
Yes.
Who put the 15 up? You?
Me.
And who produced it?
Me.
So you found the venue, you hired the crew. How did you find a crew?
I pulled in favors. We're in showbiz, so I know a million audio guys, tech guys, video guys, editor. All friends did it. And I got them to do my friends. So now we're all in cahoots. And it stings a little when people go, oh, these guys get everything, blah. And you're like, if you knew what I went through.
Who are these guys?
Well, people complain. They go, oh, it must be nice, blah, blah, blah. You get all these views and, you're doing well and whatever, and you're a comic. And I'm like, the work I put into it, and you're giving me shit because you're only seeing the end product.
Could you give me an example of if somebody saying that you say that? Like, what kind of things are they saying? The same type of stuff that you're saying about other comedians?
No, like, you're one of those comics that just gets everything and, fills up a room and has money and a podcast that's successful. And you're like, yeah, but I had to work for that. Sorry, I'm getting too cunty on here. I'm getting a little
I don't think
sappy.
so.
All right.
You
It's like the overnight success thing. They're like, oh, look at this guy coming out of nowhere. You're like, no, that guy's been, or that girl's been working for 20 years, in the funny bones and trying to make it work and figure something out.
my friend Perry, who helps me edit the podcast, shout out to Perry, who put his Instagram handle up here.
Big P.
He's a huge fan of yours.
What?
He
He's the one.
just moved to Austin
Okay.
from LA.
Hey, Perry here, an editor on the Take Your Shoes Off podcast. Rick's given me 15 seconds to plug my own YouTube channel. On the channel, I do a lot of things with my younger brother, where we'll go to... Huh?
Did you clog the toilet?
I don't know why.
Because there's poop in it and it won't flush.
Then yeah, probably.
Dude, I can't even...
On the YouTube channel...
When he heard that you were coming on my podcast, he asked if we wanted... am I going to do a set with you? Do you want me to? Do we want him to come to film some behind the scene? Blah 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 blah. Would have been great, but COVID and it's one night, and what are we going to do? Blah blah blah.
Sure.
The reason I bring that up is because Perry and I are fans of yours, and we talk about you sometimes. And specifically, I saw you do something that I did I was out on my balcony and. Coincidentally, some friends were just happened to be walking by, and an audience. I'm in performance mode. I'm doing stand up, and one of them records it, and an audience kind of comes in. Less than 7 people.
Now is the time to laugh more than ever, because when you turn on the news, we see crime. When we open up our computers, we see death. But when we step out on our balcony and do what humans were meant to do and connect, the only thing we see is the moment we're in, and that's why I bless us all with the opportunity to be present, be grateful, be happy, because our whole lives, our grandparents, we heard, had to go into battle to save the world, and all they're asking us to do is sit on our couch with our thumb up our ass, our hand on our dick, watching porn and jerking off till we bust a nut. Or you're a chick, whatever you girls do. My name's Rick Glassman. We'll be out on the balcony every Thursday at 5 o'clock. Don't forget the nurses, the delivery people, the teachers, and the mothers. They're the heroes. We're nothing but fucking animals. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. And for the love of God, subscribe to my podcast, Take Your Shoes Off. It's out on YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify every Monday morning. My name's Rick Glassman. And have a good night.
Yay!
It gave me this idea at the very beginning of quarantine. I want to do an episode of my podcast. It's a podcast, not a special, but it's an hour of stand up from my balcony.
Oh.
And I had this idea of how I would
like
produce it and blah, blah, blah. I ultimately didn't do it for numerous reasons, but I would have liked to have.
That's lunch.
That's lunch. But you did those things, smaller versions.
Right,
Well, you did
yeah.
your full special. But you do the things that what I'm putting into my podcast, you do a podcast too, but you do a lot of ancillary.
Yeah.
And it's not expensive. It's
No.
just you have a guy and you're doing it with good stuff that
Yeah.
anybody could buy.
Yeah.
And you, and not to say that other people don't, but you care in a way. And this was the conversation I had with Perry. It's just like, listen, the difference between a video that is amazing and a video that I don't even want to watch is just the sound quality.
Yeah.
And just the fact that you would get a lav or have a boom or have something
Totally.
there, it's like, oh, he gave me enough. That's why I do this, because
Yeah.
there's enough. I want people to not just listen to us, but enjoy the experience.
Yes.
So
Well said, sister.
thank you. I love that about you. And again, check out your channel. I'll put the stuff up on the community page and everything when this comes out. But you do it right.
Oh, well, I should say I'm a open-minded dumb fuck. Like, people will go, hey, I'm a fan. I live in Jersey. If you want to do a show at the park, I'll come out and film it and edit it. And I'm like, come on by.
Why not?
Why? Well, most people go, who's this weirdo? I don't want to hang out with him. And maybe it's one of the perks to being a guy. I'm not like, he's going to rape me. I'm just like,
Right.
yeah, come out. And sure, it's awkward for a second. We get a cup of coffee. We talk about it. He shoots it. He goes, what do you think of this cut? I go, take that out, change
Yeah.
that. He takes it back. We put it on YouTube. People enjoy it.
So a lot of your YouTube stuff is different people.
Oh, yeah. A lot of different people.
Oh, I thought you literally traveled with somebody.
No. I probably should, because I'd be more consistent with my stuff. But I've had stuff I put on YouTube, and people are like, this isn't great. And I'm like, I took a shot.
Right.
And, then there's another one next week.
Do you think that based off the success of your YouTube special and now putting up all these other videos, you're going to start leaning into this more?
Maybe a little, just for content-wise, because people are so hungry for stuff now with the pandemic. But I'd rather just be a road guy. I like having funny stuff out because anything funny, I'm in for. Like, yeah, let's do it. Water balloon fight, dunk contest, I'm in.
But you have other people doing it. That's
what it is. If I had to do it, I would never do it.
That's not taking anything away because your content's great. But I wanted to kind of pick your brain on the logistics. Well, that's it.
Oh,
you just
okay.
have people in different cities that are fans of yours.
Yeah.
And you mingle with them.
But you got to read all your emails. You got to read all your Instagram. It takes forever. It's a full-time. I'm on a plane like, oh, that's a dick pic. This guy
very
hates me. He
interactive.
called me a homo. This guy wants to do a video. Okay, so it's a lot of work.
That's how I found, coincidentally, who just texted me. Shout out to Tom. He does the animation.
Tommy.
Nice. Love Mark Norman. Should be finished tonight talking about this intro of something we're working on.
Oh, that's nice. Big T.
But he posted something. He animated something of mine, and I thought it was fantastic. And then we just went back and forth, and now he's become part of the TYSO team.
Yeah.
And I apologize to the listeners.
Yappy pooch.
Yeah, there's a customer who won't stop barking.
Yeah.
Do you how much do you lean into the money aspect of YouTube? Are you on Patreon?
My podcast is. I'm not good with all that stuff. I should be better. All of my friends are making like $50K a month on Patreon. I'm like, I gotta do that. But their whole life, they don't write jokes anymore. They're just.
Yeah. Well, here's a solicitation. I have a few questions that some people wrote in to ask that I want to put up for Patreon. When we're done, would you mind spending a little bit of time with me if we just ask them?
I'll answer anything you got.
And if we both get naked to get people involved, will you strip down naked for it?
Sure. I mean, do I show dong?
We'll blur it.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
great.
fine.
And for those of you who want to see what we're talking about, here's a little clip.
Hello. We interrupt this episode to invite you to join our Patreon.
Holy hell. You get all that at patreon.com/takeyourshoesoff?
I don't want to sell, Mark, but yes, absolutely.
Quite a piece.
So
I bet you got a pretty good piece.
Thank you.
I can tell.
Yeah,
I've,
thanks.
I've studied dicks so long in my life that I feel like I can put it together.
How so? By knowing the people and then seeing the penis?
No. It's all body shape.
Go ahead.
Well, tall, thin guys are usually the best or biggest.
Why'd you correct yourself?
Well, I mean, we all want a huge dong. Sometimes I'll watch porno called Big Reaction, and when the guy whips it out, the girl's like, Jesus.
You're looking for a big reaction?
I just want the reaction because, first of all, it's so rare. Most of the time you whip your dick out and girls call the police. So it's fun to see a girl be like, yay.
Is that jerking off two guys?
Yeah. On my face. Animation. Tom, get on it.
Oh, he's on it.
All
It's going
right.
to cost an extra $200 now.
Ah, sorry.
No,
it's worth it.
It's a good rate. So you have a, what do you like? You have a.
I'm a
I'll turn
I'm a
this
hot
off.
medium.
I'll turn this off.
Hot, veiny medium.
You medium?
Yeah.
What is medium?
I don't know. 6? Is that medium?
I think 6 is.
All right.
It feels like 6 is medium.
Yeah. You're Jewish, so you're circed.
Are you not?
To Soleil. No, I am, but I feel bad for.
I like all the flips, you know?
I feel bad for uncircumcised guys.
I feel like uncircumcised guys are coming back the same way
That's right.
eyebrows are coming back for women.
Ah, well said.
It's more natural. People
Yes.
like it. And they say you've never had an orgasm until you've had one with an uncircumcised penis. So I thought if you have an uncircumcised penis, I would. All right.
Yeah. The uncircumcised, because we talk about body shaming, but people feel complete freedom in just trashing uncirced de Soleils.
Yeah, and I think it's because it's just such an expensive show. Like you could, and there's all these different ones. So yeah, I saw Cirque, but I saw the Beatles one. I didn't see the, it's like
the
just
Michael Jackson one is even more awkward with the kids.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
We went on Undateable, it was this TV show I was on.
I remember it.
And we did this Undateable tour, and Ron Funches was on it, and we were in Vegas, and he and I went to the Michael Jackson Cirque.
Yeah.
And I, at that point in my life, I get really high, and I have been high, but at that point, I just get regular high, and now I'm with Funches.
Right.
And whatever he gave me, I had never been that high at that point. So I am now seeing a show in Vegas, which I've only seen a few, at the highest I've ever been.
Wow.
So there's an asterisk to it. But I couldn't believe what I was you only should be listening to music when there's big sound systems. Like I couldn't believe how amazing this show was.
Yeah.
And there are people behind me fucking doing their thing. And it was the greatest show I'd seen. Asterisk, super high, having a good time in Vegas, doing a tour, you know?
Now, could you focus? Because if I'm high, I'm just in my own head, hating myself.
I'm good high. I work high.
Really?
Yeah, I'll get high at night to watch a movie. I do most of my editing at night. So it's now 1 a.m, and I'm just like, I don't have a stage. So I'm in front of the computer for hours. I get great work done high.
Wow.
So much so that, and I asked you before about you go on stage drunk for a myriad. Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Myriad, a period?
Is it a myriad?
I think it's id.
I feel like myriad is
Myriad's a
theater
name.
and myriad is theater with an R-E.
Got it.
Good. Thank God.
I don't say the ER. I go A.
You don't even say the R at all at this point.
That's true.
Myriad. But what the fuck was I
Myriad.
talking about?
Going on stage.
Oh,
with
yeah. I
drink.
like to go on stage high.
Oh, that's crazy.
But I don't do it, at least I don't think I do it consciously, and I have had this conversation with myself and not an answer, because I need to. And because I don't have an answer, I sometimes want to get high, and I don't, just because I don't know why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I treat it kind of like you, as a dessert, the second show, or every now and then.
Yep.
But if it weren't for hearing people say you shouldn't do it, which I believe, I'm sure it's different from person to person, but I'm scared of that, I would want to do it every time. Because when I go on stage high,
You get in a zone.
so I may or may not be able to ride that pocket, but you know when you're in the pocket, it's maybe easier for you now because people come out to see you in particular, but when you're playing a show where you're just getting up and they don't know you, it's an arbitrary number, but let's say, at least 5 minutes before you're in the groove, right?
Hell yeah.
At least.
That's a hell of a 5 minutes.
And once you're in the groove, it makes you better. It's a back and forth.
Yeah.
You're better, so they're giving you more, so
Yeah.
you're getting blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But there's something, and it's all frame of mind, but there's something about being high, and this is part of it, where it's manufactured, but I feel in the pocket. So it's not necessarily that I'm funnier or that they like me more, but I get to start at that 5 minutes in. And that just makes me, and that's not all the time, but sometimes when I feel like I don't have it tonight, that's when I don't get high. I try not to.
That'll just kill you.
If I get high because I feel like I don't have it, I feel like I'm relying on it.
Yes.
But sometimes I feel like I fucking want to get high tonight.
Aha.
And that's when I do it.
Isn't that funny how your brain will just sometimes be like, this is going to work out great, and then sometimes it doesn't?
I don't know if it does.
But you know when to smoke.
I've made a decision when to smoke. I don't know if it's
But
efficient.
that decision might be your brain going, do it. You're going to be fine.
I don't know, but I think so.
Well, I've done a lot of late nights, which is a tightrope walk. It's 5 minutes. It's on TV. It's make or break. You flub one word, the whole thing's ruined. You go blank. You're
Right.
done. And I've had moments where I'm backstage and that curtain opens and you see stage lights, camera, audience, Conan, or whatever it is, and I go, I got nothing. I'm panicking. But you have to fake it, and hopefully your brain kicks in and you get through it. But then I've had other nights where the fucking curtains opens and I go, get that thing open faster. I'm ready to get out there
Right.
and entertain these people. And sometimes it just works that way, and it's beautiful, but it's rare.
When you have to fake it, does faking it turn into real? And if so, could you do that for a late night 5 minute high pressure situation?
I've done it, but you got to pull something real deep out of your ball sack and make it work. But it's not easy.
What experience has you gotten where you could give yourself some direction next time when you're like, at least, hey, listen, I'm scared, but I've been here before. This is the feeling it's supposed to have. Like, do you
Yeah.
have any advice for yourself?
Totally, because you know it. You're like, all right, you're nervous, and then accepting the nervous is the key. Because if you try to fight it, it's like anxiety. It'll just get worse. Or the boner. If you try to work on your boner, it's over. But if you just kind of accept, like, I'm not getting a boner right now. What's going on? It'll go away more.
I've talked about this numerous times on the podcast, and I want to do it again. That's a trick that I learned for myself. I would go on stage, and I, sometimes I got to go up now, and sometimes I've never done this before, and I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And when you're nervous, and the instinct is to, you don't want the audience to know you're nervous. You want to be cool.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to the point where I've done it enough where I'm going to be nervous.
Yeah, it's
I'm going to
inevitable.
go on stage nervous. So instead of trying to hide the sweat, just accept that this is what I'm supposed to be, and I will go on stage.
You're human.
Not as a shtick, but as a nervous person. And I might not be able to open with my confident, I got the biggest cock in the room bit.
Right now you do.
I might have to, well, if I were in the pocket, otherwise I would be like, he says it's small, I don't know.
Right. Right.
But just to be able to be free enough to be prepared, to have at least your opening bit, but to know that if your energy doesn't match that, to be able to accept it, which, if you wanted to have a selfish reason why to accept it, it makes it easier for the audience to accept who you are.
Yeah.
So when I'm when I'm nervous, I'll go on stage and not necessarily say I'm nervous, but I'm not going to I'm not trying to hide it.
Right.
It just makes it easier.
That's the move.
But when you're doing late night and you have 5 minutes.
Oh, it's tough, but it's fun. That's what makes it great, is that horrible, terrifying part of it.
When was the last time you got nervous before going on stage?
I got it on Thursday, and I had a rough 5 minutes. The first 5 was like, here we go, shaky, rocky, but we got there. You almost have to bomb a little to where you go, oh, okay, that was it. I got through it. It wasn't so bad. Now I'm comfortable.
Are you excited for tonight?
I'm a little excited, yeah. I think I had too much coffee, and I want to, like, sit with it for a second, and then I'll be good. But right now, I'm kind of nervous about it.
Do you want to wrap this up?
No, I wasn't saying that. I was just saying, like, you know, the show's in 2 hours, so I got plenty of time.
Okay. Do you want me to do a guest set?
Yeah. I told him you were coming.
Yeah, because we talked about it before and you brought it up, but I don't know if you feel like any obligation to that. Because
It's up to you.
Well, I mean, I am.
You don't sound like you want it.
Well, here's where I am. Assuming that you are either indifferent or want me to, I'm going to do it.
I'm more indifferent.
Okay.
I mean, I'd like you to hang. I'd like you to be there, or if you don't want to be there, but...
I want to be there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to be around the people. I don't want to...
I get it.
I'm home for Thanksgiving. I quarantined from my family until today when I got my results. Now it's okay because we're far apart and I want to do the podcast and I made an excuse.
I get it.
But like... And I'm here for Thanksgiving with my grandma and blah, 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 blah. But also, I know I could wear my mask and I'll be fine. But I imagine I'd be doing 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is like... I want to do it. It is a to-do.
It's a to-do.
So it would be like if you said you could do it if you want, which it sounds like. I'm feeling like, I don't know.
No obligation.
I think I'm going to feel it out when I'm done with this.
Okay.
Because maybe I'll drive you back. If I get you an Uber back, then I'm not going to do it. Keep all this in. But
Yeah.
if I drive you back, it's like, I'm here.
Thank you for the Uber, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it was my
That was
pleasure.
a nice touch.
You got to get the Uber, right?
Got to do the Ube. But yeah. Do it if you want. If you don't, if you're not feeling it, don't push it.
I am. Here's what it is. I want to do stand-up. I also know that where I am, mindset-wise, and I'm not asking for more. I wouldn't take more. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't want to do 5 minutes.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like, it won't be until the 5th minute where it's like,
Exactly.
all right, let's go.
Exactly.
And it's a to-do.
It's a to-do. You got to go there, say hello to everybody, be awkward,
Or
be
find a way to
nervous.
not say hello to people.
Yeah.
And then like, what am I? Then I'm going to drive home and I'm going to be nervous to be around. But also, and here's the main reason I want to do it. One, to have some type of footage to put up here.
Well, that's not a good reason.
And it's the truth. I'm just looking
All right.
I'm just looking for stuff. And two, you know, I met you twice on a podcast. It would be fun to go around and to be in the green room and blah blah blah.
Sure. And it's comedy. You're in that world again. It's exciting. It's a little touch of normalcy in this pandemic hell. But I will say that's not a great way, and I'm the same way as you. I'm an erotic, I'm an overthinker, I'm an analyzer, but it's not a great way to live life. You could do that with everything. I got to get in the shower. That means I got to take one sock off, then the other sock off, then take my belt off, then turn on the water, then get wet, then put the soap and wash my ass and do this, then get out, then dry myself. But if you just do it, it's worth it. Yeah. Always. Not always. Sometimes you get hit by a car or go gay or whatever, but it's usually worth it. And those are the best parts of life, those little things. And then you get over that, and you're like, man, I'm glad I came.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
But again, don't do something you don't want to do.
I don't know what I want to do.
I think you do, but you're pushing against it. I don't think you want to go.
I want here.
You want to be there, but you don't want to.
I want to go.
Do it.
I know. Here's
I
exactly
know
what
French,
it is.
but I don't want to learn it.
I want to go, but more than that, I want to feel safe and comfortable. And I don't know if this will be cannibalized, or excuse me, if safe and comfortable would be cannibalized by going.
Sure.
So
no guarantees.
Yeah. Dad, should I go to Hilarities?
I heard the whole discussion.
You can come in. Come over here because I got tested.
I gotta get a pad for a customer. I heard the whole discussion.
And you know me.
Selfishly, I don't want you to go.
Okay.
Tell me why. Because of being around people.
Plus, I want to spend the night with you.
Yeah, well, I'm here for a while.
Yeah, I know.
How do you feel about me going with just, going and touching and being around?
I'm,
He's iffy.
I'm iffy on it.
Oh, I thought you were saying...
No, I'm iffy on it. I want you to be in the comedy world. Mark makes some great points. I don't want you, who knows, one person gets close to you, blah, 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 blah. You already got your test. Hi, Grandma.
Ah, you don't want to kill Nana.
I want to kill the audience, not Nana.
Hey.
Which will be the name of this episode if we named him. What's up?
And we're back.
Okay.
Boy, what a great dad.
Well, I'm still going to decide afterwards, but I don't know.
Was he abusive? Because I'm trying to find a flaw.
With him?
He seems perfect.
He's amazing. I don't know if you ever watch people's podcasts.
Every now and then.
I want to sell you on an episode of my podcast.
Oh, please.
I
I'm
really
down.
want you to watch it. Dad and Teddy 2.0. I'll send you a link. I believe it's number 32. Dad, my cousin Teddy, who's cousin, but he's my dad's age. Mom's cousin's husband.
Mm-hmm.
And then my Uncle Bob, who comes in. When people say they want to watch a podcast of mine, you're in the top 5 list of people that...
Thanks. Bobby Lee's always up there.
Bobby Lee is the most viewed, so it's easy to say.
Got it.
It was a great, I felt it was a special episode too. But as far as like, what was great about ours is not only the conversation we had, but I met you when you walked into my apartment.
Yeah.
And I still do. I just felt so connected to you.
Isn't that weird? This is the only time we've ever really hung out, and it doesn't feel weird at all.
What we talked about before in the simplest comedy terms are we speak the same comedy language.
Yeah.
So it's just, and that's my favorite language, so it was just easy.
Right.
But a guy comes into my living room. I don't know him. It worked great. Also, I had looked up, Perry introduced me to you. And I watched your stuff because he introduced me to you. So I watched your stuff for like a week before you came over. And this is going to sound either superficial or corny, but I didn't realize that you had such a great podcast audience.
Oh, right.
And
the Tuesdays.
The numbers of your episode when it first came out were some of the highest I had on.
Wow.
And then it was just like, I love this episode.
Yeah.
This episode did really well. I got a lot of new followers from it. So there is admittingly a superficial side of like, oh, I loved it. I didn't realize this was going to be a hit podcast.
Yeah.
I just like this weird guy who's like me.
Yes.
What was the point I was making? Oh, the podcast to watch.
Yes.
Mark Norman, Bobby Lee,
Teddy.
Dad Teddy, and Adam Ray 2.0.
I love Adam Ray. I just did his pod.
We get very high.
Oh, boy.
I did the Sleepover series, which is happening now. It's 3 episodes. It's 2 or 3. I haven't decided yet. We came over to my aunt's house. We got tested. He slept over, and we recorded the whole time. We did on the roof. We did it in the bathtub. We got in our pajamas. It was so much fun.
He's a sweet, sweet kid.
Yeah, loves to play.
Loves to play. That's a great way to put it. I like to play as well, but adulthood kind of tamps you down from playing.
How so?
Well, you go, I got to build, I got to pay this, I got to go to this show, I have responsibilities, I got to return the car.
How does bills keep you from playing?
Well, it's always on your mind. You don't have that freedom. When you're a kid, you're out in a treehouse, jerking off in front of a woodpecker. It's fun. You don't have a worry in the world.
I never understood the origins of woodpecker until now.
There you go. It all comes together. But, wood and pecker, 2 dick terms.
That's what
one bird, yeah.
TDTs.
I never put that together either. But, yeah.
But I want you to watch on YouTube. I'll send you the link. Dad Teddy 2.0. I'll send you the link.
All right. I'll find it.
You'll watch it in shifts, whenever, but finish it.
Okay. And it has to be video.
Yeah.
Okay.
This doesn't always... I do a lot of edits. In this, so I always prefer video. It's just there's a lot of bits that were either heightened in the edit or found that didn't even exist.
Yeah.
But that one in particular, it's very visual. We got a piano involved, and there's 4 people, and there's a lot of bits, and it's just you got to watch that one.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to. Are we still doing your audition?
It's only like 2 lines. It's only 2 lines.
Because we could use this setup.
Sure.
So Mark's on the road. He's got an audition due on Tuesday. We got lights and mics and equipment here, so we're going to record that. And we'll put it at patreon.com. I'm joking. We won't show it.
You can show it if you want. It's going to be horrible. I'm a horrible actor.
Are you not good?
Oh, horrible.
Why
I've
you want to do
auditioned
it?
for 8 zillion things. I only do these because my fucking agent gives them to me, so I feel guilty just blowing them off.
Do you want to be an actor?
No.
Then why are you doing it?
I don't know.
The reason you go to the park is because you found out it's validated. You get content, you meet people, you have a good time. You're auditioning for something that you don't even want. What's the logic?
Well, I mean, if I get it, I would love to get a paycheck and be on TV. That's cool, but I would only want to act if I was like a Larry David or something. I can't be Daniel Day. What am I gonna? I did an audition once, and the whole scene was my dad dying next to me as a heart attack while we're watching a football game.
We'll cut to a clip.
Dad, are you okay? Dad, Papa. So yeah, I show up and I didn't read the sides because I didn't give a shit. I was hungover, and they go, "Here you go," and I just sit next to my dad, who's not there. It's on a couch, and he dies next to me at a heart attack while watching a football game, and I have to be like, "Oh, Dad, come on! What are you crazy? Heart attack? Ah, geez!" And the lady was like,
you
"Get out."
improvised.
Yeah, I improvised.
Those couldn't have been the lines, right?
No, but it was like, Dad, oh, Dad. You know, it's supposed to just say Dad 100 times. And be like, "No, you can't do this to me. Are you okay?" She's like, "Oh, you know," and I just was like, come on, Dad, you weirdo. What's going on, you fat douche? Jesus Christ. And she was like, "Get out." She asked me, so it was like, "Next, you're done."
She cast you in Get Out.
Yeah. I was the scary white guy.
As I said get, before I even got out the out, I thought to myself,
I like it.
It was
Anytime,
felt forced.
and put a joke in. I like it. Anytime you can squeeze it in.
So I want to end this because we got to do those Patreon questions. We got to do your audition, and we got to find your old audition, which we'll reach out to the casting director, see if we could get a clip to put in.
Sure.
But I do want to get your final take on what we talked about before of the language of doing bits. When is it bothering other people? When do you not like it? Finding that balance. And you just said you always like adding a joke.
Yeah.
Does that get exhausting for you? Do you get exhausted with other people?
It's comfort. I get exhausted when people are bad at it and you have to fake laugh the whole time. But for me, I'm the funniest when I'm uncomfortable. Because it just saves you. Oh, this is weird. Joke. And they rarely go well, but I have to do it.
Does being uncomfortable force you to be honest because you're backed into a corner?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you think that has something to do with you being the funniest?
Maybe, and honesty also bothers people. People don't want to hear the truth.
Oh, I feel like when in doubt, like a turning signal is honesty. You might not need to do it, but if you're not sure, if you just be like, listen, I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I should have talked about the Patreon as much as I did because
that's not a joke.
No. The difference between, and here's another line I say on the podcast, jokes and sincerity aren't mutually exclusive.
Of course.
And jokes don't have to be lies or things that aren't true.
No.
But the joke is, it's a loose term, but the joke is, here we are on the podcast, and I already did it, but I'm like, listen, I'll be honest with you, I feel like the Patreon is a little bit too much. It does two things. One, it calls attention to something.
Yeah.
And it also lets me put the disclaimer out. Well, at least he's self-aware.
Yeah, self-aware is big. That goes a long way.
But that's the joke, right? Like, you're never going to go out, and I guess you could, but you're not going to necessarily say, "How you doing, Rick? The drive down was longer than I thought. Good to be here."
Yeah.
Like, you would have to find a way of doing it in a joke. Otherwise, it's like, ugh.
Yes, exactly. A joke, it lets you pamper the truth. It's like the spoonful of sugar.
Right. But the spoon still has to be part of it.
Yeah.
If the spoon was the truth, and I don't want a spoon in my mouth, at least put something on it I like.
But when a kid is watching a movie, and we all hate the movie, but we're too adult and grown up to be impolite, the kid goes, "This sucks." We all break out laughing because it was like an icebreaker. And that's another kind of comedy. So that's kind of what the truth is. He's saying, it's like when you bomb a joke on stage and it's silent and you go, "Well, that sucked." That part gets a laugh because you're breaking the tension.
Yeah, can we talk on this for a second?
Sure.
So when you bomb on a joke and say, "Oh, that was rough" or whatever, that is connecting with them. That is acknowledging. That's different. That is, "Oh, I'm not crazy. He's not crazy. We all went through this together."
Yes, exactly.
But "this sucks" is honest, and the reason it's funny is because people don't do that. It's taboo.
It's a kid, yeah.
If instead of saying "gay queef," you were saying, toothpaste, carpet, it would be like,
right. But if you go, "Hey, I blow my dad every day," they go, "Whoa, it's weird."
But that isn't a joke. If
I do it.
But if you blow your dad every day, you could still go on stage and be like, "Hey guys, I'm imperfect. I blow my dad every day."
Then it's a confession.
It's still a joke, but it's still a joke.
But do they know that I don't?
Doesn't matter. It's jokes are putting something built into the context that exists.
Okay.
So hey, if I'm in therapy session and you say to me, where do we begin? I say, I don't know if this is where we begin, but I do feel it's pretty significant to let you know that I blow my father.
Yes.
That's not funny.
That's not funny.
But because the context is hearing about traumas and or getting to know a person. But if you go up on stage and be like, "A lot of you people aren't going to believe me, and I don't know if this disclaimer is going to change it, but for those of you that know me, I just want to get this out there, and what a better place, I blow my father."
Yeah.
And I want to kind of talk to you about some of the things that now, and then you have your jokes and blah, blah.
Right.
So jokes are words built into context.
Yeah, but it's funny how many angles there are to it. Like if I call a girl in the front row a fat whore, everybody's like, Jesus, where the fuck did that come from? What a mean guy.
Right.
But if she goes, you suck, and I go, shut up, you fat whore, now it kills because we hate her, and I'm the underdog, I guess.
It's also the same math of why you going, oof, that was rough, because we're all in on it together.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know what? I want to wrap this up because you got a show, and we've actually done a significant amount of time, and I've had a great time.
Okay, me too.
But I want to say this stuff that we're having now, either next time you come to LA or if I go to New York, I don't know if we talked enough comedy math. I think we talked
a lot, but I worry the folks at home are like, comedy, here we go again.
Well, if I need to edit it down, I always sometimes I take stuff that I take out and I throw on Patreon.
I do feel a little guilty about the comic I mentioned who sucks.
Who did you say sucked?
You know, the big famous guy with the Netflix.
Well, it's bleeped. So
Maybe
no
give
one
it a
will know.
bleep, yeah.
Oh, it's bleeped.
All right. It's not his fault he got a comedy special.
Could we
He just sucks.
bleep it? And instead of putting a sensor over the mouth, we just put a picture of his face, really small, so if people zoom in on it.
We'll give it away.
I'll bleep it.
All right.
That's fine. All right.
I feel bad, but this ep was lunch.
You feel bad about what?
I don't know. I feel like there was a bit of a lackluster ending. You know, you said come on my face, and I dribbled onto my shoe. I don't know if we got there. If there was a big ta-da at the end.
Oh, we snap.
Oh, thank God for the snap. That's an ending saver.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah.